Hello, everybody. Good evening. Allergies are bad this evening. Hope y'all are doing okay. We still burning up. Texas and southeast Oklahoma is seems like about 200, but it's only about 100 degrees probably. So, been trying to do that all day is stay out of the heat. I don't get mother out at all. It's just too hot. And I can tell when I'm too hot. I know her little 93-year-old body would be way too hot. So that's about all that's been going on. I'm just checking in with y'all. And I thought, well, I'd see what y'all were up to. Hi, Sharon. Good evening. Jim Rockford, blessed. Good. Debbie, how are you? We're hanging in there. Seems like the weeks go by so quick. Today's already Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. It just seems like we get one week gone and then it starts another, and before long it's the end of the year, or that's the way it was last year. And hi, Sherry Long. She said, Sherry says, hi, Biddy, I'm over the heat and humidity in West Virginia. Bring on fall. Karen Ann, iced tea on and ready, she says. Cheers with my new $5 cup from Walmart. Not that I am plugging him, I promise you. Hi, Chris. How are you? Debbie, doing good. It was said it was a hot one here in the Appalachia, Virginia, too. Yeah, I can't hardly breathe. Yeah, Jim, the holidays are coming. I'm never ready for the holidays. Used to it's fun when I remember my grandmother and mother. It was very similar, kind of similar to the Truman Capote story where they made the cakes, fruit cakes, and things like that. And we would all be so excited. We'd get to go to town. My mother would give me $5 after I got a little older. Sometimes $2 or $3. Well, a good amount. And then, of course, my grandmother, her little change purse, if she didn't have it in her brassiere uh, with the safety pin, she'd pull out her little change purse and she'd say, before we got to town, mother'd be driving. Grandmother always sat in the front seat because the back seat made her sick. So if I wasn't sitting in between them, she'd turn around and say, here's $2. Here's $2. Put that with your money and then you won't be broke. So then I would go and buy the gifts. Maybe it might have been a little dollar gift or a little, I don't know. I thought I was living in high cotton then, and we would exchange gifts, and we would go to our little country clapboard church, and they'd have Santa Claus come, and uh, never knew what we was going to get. My dad sometimes would make me stuff because he worked with wood, and sometimes he would make me things out of wood, like a teepee or a wagon, or just handmade stuff. And I've still got some of it, none of the big pieces, but I've still got some of his working things that he loved making. And I thought, well, today they said tomorrow the president's going to meet with uh, the Russian president over whatever like I told you, I don't watch the news very much. I saw that for the last few days, and I see that it's going to be tomorrow. And I thought, I need to maybe pull out some stuff that I got while I was gone overseas. And of course, everybody knows these nesting dolls. And the only thing about this one, it's made out of tulip wood. And I've showed it once before, But when you get down to the bottom of this one, it's got all that gold leaf on it, the little faces. But by the time, and we're not going to open all this like I did before, by the time I get down to the bottom of this, there is one that is about as big as my little finger. Tiny. I mean, so tiny you cannot imagine. I do not know. They put them on a lathe, I guess, and then they spin them and then they hand decorate those. Let me see if I can let y'all see get it kind of fixed. Well, I'm going the wrong way. Let's try that. See there? See that little face? And the gold leaf on it is just absolutely beautiful. So that's one of my things I've got. And now then, I found a couple things that are in plastic because I don't keep them undone. One was a brooch. Well, both of them are brooches that my grandmother had. She'd wear them on those blouses. Probably her mother had them all. These were probably her mother's. But this is a Russian one. And it is absolutely divine. It's got a flautist, and horses. I'm going to try to maybe, I don't know. I'll figure this one out. Let me see if I can. Well, I would like for y'all to really see that because it is absolutely beautiful. And I don't seem to be getting it. Maybe there. But you can see the horses. There, maybe there. Huh? The flautist, and the horses. And then the back of it, it's a signed Russian piece. But that lacquer on there, let's see, that says, it's in Russian. I can't read it in Russian. Why would I think I could read that? I was just going to tell y'all, read it to y'all just like prettier than you please. Now this one here is a sterling silver with mother of pearl floral. I'll holler at you gals and guys here in a minute. Let me get this over with and then we'll talk. Now this is a beautiful sterling silver. I'll turn it kind of sideways. You can see there is the front with the flowers, and then you've got the sterling silver hinge clasp with the silver around the edges. And they would wear these on those high neck blouses up there. Now memories, you know, I've got the old family album, which is the one in the velvet. It's got the long velvet with the wood on the front that spells album. It's in gold letters. Now this was another piece that I bought over there. This was just an enamel cougar box that's got rubies. There's rubies in his. Let me see if I can get it. It's kind of hard to get that, but it's a little enamel box. And like I need an enamel box, it's so small you couldn't put anything in it. I mean, I guess you could put a pair of earrings or a ring or something if you're going to give a girl a diamond ring for engagement. You might use that for your little box to put a ribbon around. But that's just a few Russian objects that I have. I've got quite a bit of more. Let me go through the list here. And I'm not sure I can pull that back up, y'all. I'm sorry. I got to talking and didn't realize. Thank you, Karen Ann says they're beautiful. Debbie, I've always loved the boxes. I have a couple sterling silver. Yes. Trojan for Victorian. Yes. Sherry Long. Love the floral and sterling. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. You know, uh, Debbie, Jimmy. I'm trying to. Let me see if I can get it on my uh, this other thing because I've had this air conditioner has been running nonstop uh, for days. I mean, it just seems it doesn't seem like it cuts off. I'm not saying that, but it just seems like it can't get cool enough. And I don't keep it on low. I do not keep the air conditioner low. I keep it on 80 degrees because this house is so well insulated. It just don't get real hot. I bet there's waist high insulation in this deal. Uh, Let me get over here, y'all. I'm sorry. I should have had this set up so I could see all the questions or all the, and I didn't. I didn't do it. So let me look and see. This should give me the, yeah, the voice come on. It's a double. Okay, now then. Uh, Debbie, Jimmy Mabry. Hello, Big Jean, Mama, and everyone. We're glad you could come, Jimmy. Debbie, Sharon Price, David. Good evening. Finally catching live on new and improved streaming. Hope everyone is well. Well, we hope you well too, David. Deb says it's supposed to cool down a little bit on Saturday. I'll be ready. Sharon says hubby and I ate out Mexican food at home now in Indiana. Hot here too. You like Mexican food? I do too. I like Mexican food. I like making Mexican food. Chris says he's okay. I think Chris is guy, maybe girl. I'm not sure. Tell me. Bonnie Allen, I don't know what these little crowns mean that's cropping up tonight. Well, Bonnie, I don't know. I don't know what they are either. I guess they're just little crowns that's cropping up. I'm not sure. If y'all find out what the crowns that are cropping up, let us know because I've not seen those either. I guess hit the crown. I'm a guy. That's what I thought, Chris. Uh, yeah, what is this crown mess going on, y'all? You know? Now this new internet, I've this new not internet, but the new computer. I am not using Windows any longer. I'm using something called Ubuntu, and it's a Linux program for those of you that are computer geniuses, not me. But it just seems to stream really well. Mary says the crowns happen when you comment. Well, so I didn't know this. I see them on some, but then I don't see them on others. So I'm not sure. I mean, I can see. Maybe it's telling me that Sherry Long has got a number 3 by you, Sherry Long. And I wonder if it means you have commented 3 times during this chat. Sharon Price has a 1 and Chris has a 1, but the rest of them, I'm not sure. Bonnie Allen has a 2. I don't know, y'all. If you figure it out, tell me. It won't make any much difference if I can't figure it out. But this Ubuntu is the new system we're using now, which is smoothed out. As y'all can see, we haven't had much play or anything like that, but it's a lot to do with the computer system itself. Deb says she thinks the crowns have to do with the number of comments. I do too, but because one has two, three, so forth. Sherry says, I just went through mom's costume jewelry and found a beautiful pair of Kenneth J. Lane earrings. It's tough going through her stuff, bittersweet. I know, Sherry. I remember when your mother flew away, and yeah, it is difficult, and it will be so difficult for me. Uh, I may just crawl up in a ball and never see the daylight again, because mother and I have been through so much uh, together, uh, but we never know till, I withstood my nephews that I loved, and he was like my own son. I withstood him and his girlfriend hitting the pecan tree and killing them both 10 years ago, and he was 19 going to college, and he came in one weekend, went out one night, was not bad to drink because I'd had so much trouble being an alcoholic and drinking. Uh, he knew what it could do to you, but they got out partying and got in an old car that was not his and got to racing. And well, that pecan tree was the only one on that road. He's buried on that road. Uh, when they call you and you're somebody you've nurtured and loved and think will be there for you when you get old, So I don't know how it'll feel when mother flies away. I may fly away before mother. I don't like calling it the D word. I just say they flew away. It's just easier for me. And I've seen a lot of it over the years. One of my first jobs was in the funeral home doing cosmetics. And it didn't bother me a bit and everything, but I couldn't do it now. The older I've got, I just couldn't do it because there is a lot of sadness. And I think I became hard-hearted for many, many years because being around, seeing that day in and day out and sad, and it just was too much. So I'm glad I got out of that and went on with my life. David, we just, everybody told me that it would get easier about the child's death. No, it don't get easier. You learn to deal with it, just like we do everything else. So, I know, Sherry, it's difficult, but we will get through it, and we just hope we live good enough to get back to see him again. Yeah, Sherry said, I love that. My mom always had dreams of flying. I hope she truly is up there flying now. And I have no doubt, that I've done a lot of research on it. And of course, nobody really knows. There was only one that came back in the Bible. And but we have to just live right and think that, we'll see our loved ones again, and they are flying, and they're in a better place, because my dad had cancer so bad, and I would not want him back here the way he was for nothing in the world, because I've moved over there and took care of him the last 6 months of his life. We hadn't spoke for many years, and so finally, I decided I was going to go see him, and I told him, Dad, I'll come over here and help you if you want me to. No, son, I don't want you to ruin your life and get this and that, but you can, if you want to. That's the old Texas way. If you want to, you can. So I knew right then he needed me, and I just gave it up. And that's what I did. And I'm doing it for my mother too. So, like I tell y'all, that's what's supposed to be done. I'm not going into my little speech again about that. Hi, Eric. We're hanging in there. Jimmy says, my nephew was killed in a car wreck on his 20th birthday. months before his daughter was born. Now mm, that's bad. Debbie says, yes, they are. My mom had cancer, and I know she is much better off. I took care of. Yes, I remember you telling me that. Uh, Sheila, hi. Sheila says, hi, Billie Jean. They're on their way home to Arkansas. They've been up visiting many of our wonderful friend, Granny Pat. Uh, Sheila, y'all be careful on those roads. I know you will. But it's just something I tell everybody. Y'all be careful. Let me see if I've got. Yeah, Bonnie was the last one talking about the crowns, and I think we've. Oh, Sherry Long, how's mom tonight? Is she directing? Yes, she's always direct. She's been directing me all day through the laundry. Uh, I've got those washing machines that stand up, and the dryer, and so I tell her, Mom, because I had to run do a few things to get prescription at the pharmacy and stuff. And I said, Mother, don't be in there trying to get those clothes out of that washer and put them in the dryer because that's kind of, excuse me, that's kind of heavy, and her having to pull open that stand up door and transfer from the other. So I told her, I said, you let me take care of that. But she always sets up on the side of the bed, and I put her pajamas and her unmentionables and things, and she folds her own clothes. It gives her, that's what she wants to do. She likes them a certain way. So, and I do mine. So it's kind of like we're roommates in college, a 93-year-old roommate in college, but we do it well. I was going to do the cabbage today, and I didn't have time, y'all. I've got pork, I've got cabbage. I told y'all last night what I was going to. I have not had time. So today, Mother and I both had hot dog. Now I don't buy just the regular weenies. I get those Eckrich, and they're the larger, and she likes that. Mother gets what she wants. I'll promise you. Let me read that. Mary, that. Oh, yeah, Mary, I saw that. Mary says there's going to be a party for Granny Pat for her 90th birthday. Oh, Sheila, she said, do you want us to come see you next? Well, you're close to me, but you're just going to have to wait and give me a chance because right now it's got to get cooler. It's got to get less doctors and all that. And then, yeah, I think it'd be fun. Let me see. Debbie says, okay, I've read that one. Okay. Y'all, my eyes are cloudy tonight from that macular degeneration. I'm trying to do the best I can. Deb says, you don't get over things just through them. You're so true. I'm just trying to go through there. I saw Beverly says, I know what you mean about how heartbreaking it can be to be a caretaker. I was home hospice worker for 25 years, and my last 4 patients were my grandparents. But well, I mean, I'm glad that you stepped up and did that, Beverly, because I'm going to tell you, it's such a sad thing to see when I've gone and when I've cooked cakes and cupcakes and things, and I take them for bake sales at the nursing homes, rest homes, care facilities, and I think today they're having a party. That's good. But then I get there and I want to visit with every one of them, hug every one of them's neck because I feel like I'll say, now, do you have family coming? Oh no, I haven't seen my family in since last Christmas, which might be 12 months nearly. And I think, oh, how terrible. Sherry Long, do you eat slaw on your hot dogs? It's the only way here in West Virginia, and I like my slaw cutter fine. Sherry, I don't because of the unmentionables. Man, you know what's. But mother loves coleslaw. She just loves coleslaw. It doesn't matter what it's with. She probably could eat it with cereal. I don't know. She likes coleslaw, so I make it for her a lot. Uh, Sheila says she agreed it needs to cool down. Yeah, y'all need to rest up. I've been going a lot lately too. Debbie, that's the only way my husband will eat it. Sherry Long. And they live in Virginia. Mary says, I was in Kentucky last week. We went to the Arch. We went into Lexington. Uh, yeah, I can't deal with this heat. I wanted to go, and I still may because it's still about a month and a half that's going to be on the Titanic exhibit that's right now in Dallas. Uh, I'm, I think Mother and I might, you know how we did the Oklahoma City Edith Head clothing fashion trip. We might try to do the Titanic one. Mother cannot stand the movie. It scares her. She don't like it. She don't like the Poseidon Adventure. She don't want me to even talk about it. I had won a couple of cruises over the years, or I was given a couple of cruises. She wouldn't go. I'm not going on some boat that might sink, and I can't stand not to breathe. So that was it on those cruises. They were given away to someone else. She but I think the exhibit will be very interesting. I don't know if she'll be very interested in it, but Beverly says she promised that her family, I think she's talking, going to the nursing home, and she kept her word. But she had to get out of that work after that. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, I can understand. You know, we all, as long as we do what we tell them that we're going to do, I'm pleasant about that. I think that's great. You know. Oh, and Mary says the Noah's Ark. It's a life-size version of the Ark. I knew I should have known that. My brain is not clicking today, Mary. I think that would be very interesting. You know, Mount Ararat, where they thought they had found that ark in the side of Mount Ararat. Um, I never got to go to that part. Uh, but maybe they did. I really don't know. Beverly said when her last grandparent flew away, I told the three of my siblings they needed to step up for mom when it was time. Well, now it's time, and guess who's doing it? I know Beverly. I know Beverly. We've all been there. We're all doing it, you know. I mean, we all have had to deal with that in our lifetime. And boy, I was going through a lot of. I'll tell y'all, I was going through 2 boxes, and I found these small CDs. Y'all know these CDs, and these are a lot of my interviews. Are interviews and things from people that I told y'all last night I would try to that I own the movies of the interviews, so I think they would be interested if I do shows on these well-known people that I worked with or were friends of mine. So I found about 6 or 8 today. I don't know how they got where they got, but that's just the way things happen, you know. When you uh, store stuff, it seems like it gets moved here to there. I just love that $5 glass. Well, it seems like we're all agreeing that the heat needs to quit. And I really do mean it because I'm verklempt right now. I'm just hot. I'm hot right now because rushing around to get the lights on and the everything done and getting the chores done so I can sit down and visit with y'all. It just gets me just hot. And then when I sit here, Uh, it just seems like I don't cool off, even though that air conditioner is just a running to beat the band. But I hope y'all are having a good night. Uh, I'll try to come on tomorrow night. It's Friday, and a lot of people, y'all go out honky tonking or something. Uh, I tried Friday shows before, and I didn't get a lot of people on, but that was a long time ago too. So, I appreciate y'all coming on and doing the thumbs up or whatever, or subscribing. If you hadn't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me to know that I'm doing something to help somebody or making somebody smile. That's the best thing. Deb says, I couldn't even sit on the porch this evening because it was just too humid. There's D. Hey, Billie Jean and Mama, I'm late tonight. Well, we won't hold it against you, D. We won't hold it against you. Debbie says, yep, the heat needs to get on out of here. Boy, it does. I'm sweating right now. But I didn't go out and even water my herbs or my flowers because I was going to be late getting in here to talk to y'all. So I just forewent those. I just I don't know how to say that word, forego. I mean, I know how to say forego, but I don't know. I just didn't do it, if the truth's known. And I'm not going to go out now because, boy, y'all be careful. These Texas, in Texas, the mosquitoes are getting West Nile virus everywhere. So y'all be careful. If maybe it may be all over the United States. I've had 2 friends that have come down with that from mosquito bites. So y'all just be extra careful being out after dark. Get you some. I was fixing to say Raid. Don't put Raid on. Red. I think that is it. Red. Y'all, I don't know. It's the one in the green can. You spray it. The bug spray. Bugs, you can wear Raid if you want to, I guess, but I'm not so sure. It'll probably make you sick and the mosquito. But and I think Red's for head lice. I don't know why I come up with those 2 words. I don't know. The mosquito spray. That's the best way I can explain it. So I'm gonna get off here so I can get things done. Yeah, off. Sherry Long. I said I'm gonna get off, and Sherry says off. That's it. Get you some off. Spray it all over you. Go outside careful because I don't want to hear from y'all and y'all say, oh, them mosquitoes gave me that West Nile virus. Thank y'all. I see. Deep Woods off. Yeah, that's it. D has to be very, very on it. Deep Woods off. Oh, well, thank you, Karen. I wish I've got an ice cream sandwich in there, but I don't think I better eat it tonight. I would like it. I appreciate every one of you. Mother appreciates every one of you. I know she's in there watching, and I'll get her on before long. And we'll talk soon. God bless you. God bless the United States because we do need it. And